You want to run a better hydraulic oil. You want to have better response, less lag. You want to have fewer leaks. You want to run at cooler temperatures. You want to preserve the life of your hydraulic pump. You want to have longer seal life and run more efficiently with less downtime. How do you do it? Coming up next. Okay, so here's the thing. We just recently did a thing on foaming and how it impacts gear oil application performance, the life of the gear oil, et cetera, how it impacts your overall equipment. One of the things that we come across often is that people, we begin dialogue, we begin talking about the advantages of using products like our hydraulic oil, our Royal Torque, our Ultra Torque, which are multi-viscosity HTFs or hydraulic tractor fluid for common sump applications. And one of the things that we typically do on a pretty regular basis is we actually direct people away from those products and put them onto something else initially. Why is that? Most people that are running traditional hydraulic oils or torque fluids, tractor fluids, they have any number of issues, and usually it's multiple issues. Why is that? Well, it goes back to the thing that we just discussed on gear oil. So foaming is a nightmare problem for hydraulic applications. When you have foaming in a hydraulic application, you have the same issues you have in a gear application. You have elevated temperatures due to foaming. You have seal deterioration. The foaming in the application, in the hydraulic application, where the fluid is designed to transfer power. When you have air trapped in that fluid, it's going to act a lot like if you imagine you turn off your water to do some plumbing work, and then when you fire it back on, you get that spitting and sputtering of water as it first comes out of the pipe again. It's because you have trapped air in the line. When you're running hydraulic equipment and you have that lag in response, your controls aren't true. It's because you've got fluid transferring power, but then what happens is air will go through the system. So elevated temperatures, seal problems, lag in response due to foaming in your system. Elevated temperatures lead to lacquer and varnish buildup, which shortens your pump life. But the primary reason that we direct people away from switching to our hydraulic and our torque fluids right away is because of the leaks. The last thing I want to see someone do is take a more expensive hydraulic oil that certainly has the return on investment on the back end, but put it into a system that's compromised. It's going to leak. You're going to lose fluid, which means you're minimizing your return. So what do? So for those of you that run hydraulic equipment, that run tractors, that rely on HTFs or torque fluids, we want to introduce you to Lube 424. Lube 424 is probably one of the coolest products that we make. It really is a lifesaver in that it's a bridge product, if you will. So one of the things that we direct people to do initially when they're interested in improving their hydraulic application, hydraulic oil performance, is let's get Lube into your application. What it is, it's an additive designed to go in and rejuvenate seals. So what happens is when you have a hydraulic application, you can even utilize it in gear or crankcase applications where you've got gaskets or seals that are made from polymer type material that can react to a seal swellant. So what happens is you introduce Lube 424 into this system. It's going to go in, it's going to swell those seals. It's going to put them back to the size that they were new, or as close as possible, depending on how long they've been deteriorating, what type of damage they've sustained. But the idea behind it is that you go in and you reseat those seals and you eliminate or you massively reduce the leaks that you're experiencing. That's going to allow you to switch over to a hydraulic oil that's more expensive, that's going to give you a better return on investment with the confidence in knowing that you're not going to leak that fluid out. It's not going to go to waste. So Lube 424 is really something that you can mix with the current oil that you're using. Let's get the leaks stopped. Let's get your system under control. And then we can look at switching to a product like hydraulic oil, Royal Torque, or Ultra Torque. But here's the beautiful thing about Lube 424. Even when that product is in there and it's working to rejuvenate those seals. It's going to increase your anti-wear. It's boosted with an anti-wear additive package. It's going to help with oxidation and thermal stability of the oil. It's also going to go in there and it's going to help reduce the foaming. Our hydraulic oils and our torque fluids are boosted to the max with non-foaming additive, which is critical in those types of applications. We just discussed this again on gear oils and the impact of cavitation. So you're going to get a non-foaming additive that's going to help your standard oil perform more like a premium oil. So in essence, what we're doing is we're going in and we're introducing an additive into these hydraulic and torque fluid applications that's really going to calm the overall system down. It's going to reduce temperatures and foaming. It's going to help everything function more soundly while we're rejuvenating those seals and reducing leaks. Once you see the impact of that product and you go to do a regular PM, or you feel comfortable enough that your system is no longer experiencing the leaks that you were experiencing, now it's the time to make the switch over to a hydraulic oil or a torque fluid like the ones we've discussed. So listen, if you run hydraulic equipment, if you run tractors that utilize a common sump where you've got wet brakes, transmissions, and your hydraulics, and you have issues with chatter, you have issues with leaks, you have issues with poor response or lag in your controls, give us a call. Let's get you hooked on Lube 424. Let's get it in your hands. Let's see if we can't get that system functioning properly. Let's get your leaks cut down, and then we can take the next step to put you onto something like hydraulic oil or Royal Torque or Ultra Torque. Appreciate it. If you have questions, call us 1-800-332-1926. You can certainly message us here. We look forward to talking to you and seeing what we can do to help put more money in your pocket in 2019. You guys take care.